Welcome back to One Big Table. What is this odd brain-like object I'm holding in my hands? It's celeriac, a true hero when it comes to local vegetables. And today we're gonna play with it. So we're gonna prepare a frittata with our beautiful celeriac. Celeriac is a root vegetable, so it's slightly sweet and nutty. It's gonna lend perfectly to the flavors that we're trying to build. So I'm gonna start cutting small cubes, and it's always tricky to work with a vegetable. It's kind of oddly shaped like celeriac, so make sure you cut a slice off first so it sits nicely on your base. I want to cut fairly small cubes, that way they're gonna cook a little faster. Okay, so my pan is hot. I'm gonna add olive oil. And I'm gonna add my celeriac right in there. They're gonna take about 10, 12, maybe 15 minutes, depending on how big you cut them. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and then there are two flavors that are really gonna complement the natural flavor of my celeriac. And that's gonna be a little bit of fennel seeds. This is gonna bring out the licorice flavor naturally in the celeriac. And just a little bit of cumin. The cumin is gonna give a little bit of structure and a little bit of depth to my celeriac. We're also gonna have a shallot here. Shallot and onion, green onions work great. The shallot doesn't need to be cut in a very specific way. Definitely nothing too big. And I'm just gonna keep this aside while my celeriac is cooking, and I'm gonna prepare the base for my frittata. Frittata is a dish that brings back lots of memories. It's a peasant dish, very simple. You can literally add whatever you like into it and come up with your favorite recipe. I have 5 eggs here, and those, I'm really happy to say, those are eggs from my very own chickens. I'm just gonna crack them in a bowl. And I have a little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano here. A nice, generous, maybe a little more even. A little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper. And it's really nice at this point. My celeriac is starting to cook and I can really start smelling all the aromas. It's truly a beautiful vegetable. It's quite versatile. It's also really nice. I called it a true local hero at the beginning because it's one of the few vegetables that are still available at this time of the year from the previous harvest. But back to the base for my frittata. In my bowl I have my eggs, Parmigiano Reggiano, salt and pepper. I have a variety of fresh herbs here. I choose basil just because it's my favorite one, but parsley would work really, really well as well. And I have a little cilantro here, so why not add a little cilantro? As always, just chop them up roughly, don't worry too much. There we go. A quick whisk. It smells nice, huh? My celeriac is starting to have a really nice golden color on the outside. I can smell all the aromas of the fennel seeds and the cumin. Now I'm gonna add my onions. I just checked one and I can tell it needs a little bit more cooking. My celeriac, my onions are perfectly cooked at this point, so it's time to add my egg mixture. One last quick stir, and it goes in my non-stick pan. And the heat is about medium-high. I just want to create a nice, sort of a crust. That's the main difference between a frittata and an omelette. The frittata is going to have a really nice, darker color, and of course it's better because it's Italian and not French. I'm probably gonna cut that part out, but we're gonna cover our frittata now and allow it to cook for maybe 10 minutes or so. You wanna keep an eye on it depending on your heat. And I'm gonna cover it so the top part is gonna start cooking as well. It's been about 7-8 minutes on medium heat, so it's now time to flip our frittata. Are you ready? We're gonna need to cook the frittata for maybe 3 or 4 more minutes. This time we don't need to cover it. And what I'm looking for on the bottom side, you wanna make sure that you see that nice little crack. So here it is, our celeriac frittata. See how easy it is to cook local? Just make a frittata with it. But it's time to eat, so arrivederci, buon appetito!